Yeah, it's Pom Peeps, Teflosion787 here today for yet another video about a visual novel by Genius Inc. This time, it's going to be an actually good review. Well, I'm not. I'd say the review I did for the last one was the video quality was overall better than most of my videos, but I'm saying this mm, this visual simulator is much better than the last. My main problem with the last simulator was the characters. It brought it all the way down to a 6 for me. But in this game, at the beginning, it's quite worrying. I mean, you have you have one really likable character in Saki, then 3 hateable characters in Akio, then, Allison and Aaron, Aaron is abusive to pets, and Allison just thinks they're unnecessary, but, then they get cursed. Allison gets Allison gets cat ears and a cat tail, and Aaron gets dog ears and a dog tail. And throughout the story, we really see them develop, not just as characters or caricatures of personalities, but we actually feel, or at least I actually feel a real connection, as if they were really someone in my life. And for Erin, when she was, I believe, 5, she said in the story, she got attacked by a huge dog that, and she was scared ever since, so she thought she had to act like she was even more terrifying, so the, and she felt like she had to attack first to let the dogs know not to go for her. And after a while, we see her slowly warm up to a dog that she named Harmony because, I don't really know the reason why, but we slowly see her, just like Allison, who we'll get to in a bit, change and make a complete 180 turn as a character. And that is really quite surprising, especially to do 2 times. Next character is Allison. And with Allison, I mean, she's definitely the more unlikable, I'd say. I mean, well, she has less development of a character because at the beginning they were, of course, trying to focus it on the curse and everything. Then they shifted it into Aaron's perspective, and only closer, like, right after the middle, do we start to get further into Allison's story instead. And we learn that, well, if you don't want to hear sad backstories, not necessarily bad ones, then I don't know what time to skip to, probably like 5 minutes or so. But Allison, one of her friends, I believe, had seizures or strokes, something like that, and from, every now and then, and she had a cat that she loved dearly. She would take care with every fiber of her being, and one day the cat ran away. She took Allison to go look for it, and then she ended up dying while looking for the cat because they were far from a hospital, and she ended up having whatever it was that killed her, which, like I said before, I would have to guess is a stroke or a seizure. And this is one of the best backstories I've heard. It gives, well, it's understandable. It doesn't blame you if you hated Allison, but at the same time, it doesn't blame you for sympathizing with her after this, because you know she's been through rough times. But at the same time, with Allison's backstory, I mean, it's just one of the best I've seen. Her character, I mean, she was definitely the more stubborn of the two, but her backstory, I'd say, arguably made it more worth it to see her change as a character than it did for Aaron, because Allison was absolutely stubborn, and then, well, instead of just being attacked, which hurts on its own, we find out that she lost one of the closest people she had to her, which is honestly, in my opinion, a much better reason to hate pets, because if the cat didn't run away, then they wouldn't have gone after it. And even though you can see that it isn't necessarily the cat's fault, the cat didn't know that its owner would end up, sadly enough, dying. It also, well, like I've said before, it doesn't shame you for what side you want to go with. No matter what, there is a backbone that no matter what side you choose, it will always be balanced enough to where you are able to choose your side of the story, and whether you like or dislike the character without ending up feeling bad because they make it out to be such, well, like they make it out to be the easiest thing to deal with in the world or most difficult in the world. I mean, loss is one of the most difficult things to deal with, but at the same time, I mean, just how much Allison changed as a character in this story near the end, absolutely brilliant. And Akio, well, at the beginning, no, just stay away from him at the beginning, but near the end, he actually became a fairly likable character, even willing to sacrifice his own dignity and sacrifice his career to right the wrongs he has made related to the curse. And for, well, especially for a reporter to see the error in their ways and how it harms someone, especially in these days when nobody seems to give a shit about if they harm anyone or not. It really makes it much more enjoyable. This game, no editing, but if I somehow do edit, then you'll see 10 out of 10. Just kidding. But this game is an easy 10 out of 10. By far the best of the visual simulators I've played so far. And, well, I'm not going to judge my own Ninja Girls yet because I didn't finish the first chapter and I gave it a 12 out of 10. I need to get back to that game, but I'll tell you guys my full review of the first chapter, and as I pass by the chapters, I'll keep on making videos of it. Anyways, guys, this has been Typhlosion787, and I'm out of the house. Bye!